Okay, so for this one, part 1, number A. So obviously these two are different, so let's just multiply these together to get the common denominator. And so you have to multiply this and this together. So that's going to make the common denominator 3x cubed minus 7 times, I'll make this bigger, times 3x squared minus 7, right? And then for this one, you have to multiply, so you have to multiply 3x squared minus 7 to the numerator also. So that's what, and so what you get is this thing multiplied, so it's going to be x squared plus 2x times 3x squared minus 7. And then this thing, that's going to be, there's a minus, so minus, and then 4x squared minus 4, and then times. For this to become this, you have to multiply this one, so you'll multiply this times 3x cubed minus 7. So this times 3x cubed minus 7, that's going to be over here. I'll do that in blue. 3x cubed minus 7, right? And so our denominator is the same, and let's just expand the numerator. That's all we gotta do here. So if we do this, right now we're just looking at the numerator. This is going to become 3x to the 4th power. And then, and then minus 7x squared. No, actually, let's do this first. Plus 6x cubed, and then minus 7x squared, and then minus 14x, and then minus, right? Minus, and then this is going to be 12x to the 5th power, and then this is, no, actually this is going to be minus 12x to the 3rd power, and then this is going to be minus 28x squared, and then we're going to have this thing plus 28, like that. Okay, so first of all here, distributing the minus to everything, then we are going to get minus 12x, and then plus 12x cubed plus 28x, and minus 28, like that, right? And so we have got our numerator, but then now we have to simplify this, right? And so if we simplify this thing, then this is going to be, first of all, the highest power is 5, so minus 12x to the 5th power, and then this is going to be, no, only 1, so it's 3x to the 4th power, and then 12 plus 6, that's going to be 18 x to the 3rd power, and then minus 7 and 28, that's going to give us 21x squared, and then minus 14x minus 28. So this is our completed numerator, and so our denominator didn't do anything, so it stays the same. And so it's all this over 3x cubed, 3x cubed minus 7 times 3x squared minus 7, like that. And there you have it. There's the answer for the first question, like that. And I'll just do this. Right, there you have it. Number B, a squared plus 2, a to the 4th minus 8 plus this thing. Okay, so good news, these two are the same, so we can just put them all together. I'll do this in blue. A to the 4th power minus 8, and then this plus this, so that's just going to be a squared plus 2 minus 2a squared plus 7a, and then these two can be simplified to negative a squared, right, like that. And so we have minus a squared plus 7a plus 2. I'll do this, and then plus 2. That's what we've got there. And now this is this, no, this isn't factorable. Okay, so this is just the final answer. And then C, let's take a look. So these two are, so they have different denominators, so we'll have to find the common denominator. But then see that this has x and this also has x, right? So we can say that this is 5, so this is going to be x times, and then 5x minus 20, right? And so since this is x times 5x minus 20, and then this is x to the 6th power, then that means the least common multiple of these two numbers is going to be x to the 6th power times 5x minus 20, right? And so to make this x to the 6th power times 5x minus 20, you can just multiply x to the 5th power. Sorry, x to the 5th power, because this makes x to the 6th power, and this is just 5x minus 20, right? So we can do x to the 5th power over here, and so that's going to give us 16x to the 10th power. And then next for this one, we can just multiply 5x minus 20 to 9, right? So 5x minus 20 over there, so 5x minus 20 multiplied to the numerator and the denominator, like that. And so that's going to give us 45x minus, so that's going to be plus, because this is plus, 45x minus 180. And that's basically all that you can do here. There's nothing more that you can do, and so that's our answer. And number D, this minus this. Okay, so first thing that you want to notice is that, oh, this is x cubed and this is x, so we can just take away one x from each side, right? And so this can be squared and this can just go away, and this can't be anything further, right? And so now we have 19 and 7 plus x, and so the least common multiple of that is just going to be those two numbers multiplied together. So this is going to be equal to 19 times 7 plus x, 7 plus x, like that, and then 27x squared. Okay, so we have to multiply 7 minus x to the numerator and the denominator. And then over here, we've got to multiply 19, right? And so that means that our common denominator is going to be 19 times 7 plus x, and then 27x squared, so that's this thing, 27x squared, times 7 minus x, right? So this times 7 minus x, and then we have this thing times 19, right? So this is a minus, so take care that you do it as a minus. And so this is 19 times 4x cubed plus 2. And so we want to just know what that is. That's going to be 27 times 7, what's that? 49, 189, x squared, and this is going to be minus 27, x cubed. This is going to be 19 times 4, so that's going to be 76x cubed minus 38, right? And so if we put these two together, then we are going to get 103, right? So minus 103x cubed minus 103x cubed minus 38. So that will be our, so that's going to be our actual numerator, like that. And that's just the answer. Now, for each of these things, we have some restrictions, right? I forgot to talk about them. For this one, these two denominators, they can't be 0. So we're gonna have 3x cubed minus 7 is not 0. That means that 3x cubed cannot be equal to 7, right? Because if 3x cubed equals 7, then this whole thing is gonna be 0, right? And so this also means that x cubed is not equal to 7 over 3, right? So this also means that if you take the cube root of each side, then that means that x cannot be equal to the cube root of 3 over 7. And if you want to rationalize this, this is just going to be equal to cube root of 63 over 3, like that, right? But then there's one more, because it also can't be this, right? So 3x squared cannot be 7, because 3x squared minus 7 cannot be 0. That means x squared cannot be 7 over 3. So x cannot be equal to root 7 over 3, right? And so if you rationalize this, this is going to be root 21 over 3. And so taking this and this together, right, we can say that x cannot be equal to cube root of 63 over 3, and square root of 21 over 3. Oh, and then we still have to get the plus minus, right? Plus minus for the square root of 21 over 3, like that. And so this is our restriction here. And then b, same thing. A to the fourth power can't be 8, right? So a to the fourth cannot be 8. That means a cannot be fourth root of 8. That's it. That's the restriction. Oh, also plus minus. Sorry, I almost forgot. It cannot be plus minus fourth root of 8. That's the restriction. And then for c, same thing. The denominator cannot be 0. So from this one, we obviously have x cannot be equal to 0. And for this one, we have, this is x times 5x minus 20, right? So x cannot be 0, and 5x cannot be 20. This just basically means that x cannot be equal to 4. So we have x cannot be equal to 0 and 4. Right? So x is not equal to 0 or 4. That is our restriction. And lastly, we have this problem. This is going to be 19x, right? Take care, this was 19x, so that means that x cannot be 0. And then this 7 plus x cannot be 0, so x cannot be negative 7. So that just means x cannot be 0 and negative 7, both of them, like that. And so that will be our restriction. And so that was it for part 1.